Welcome to another episode of the HatsOff Podcast by 17 Hats. I'm your host, Amanda Rae, and I am so excited to talk to you today about vision. Vision is one of those things that I feel like small business owners do not talk enough about or spend enough time on. And I also feel like it's so important, to think about, to write it down, to plan, because vision, not having a vision, is one of the reasons why so many people, so many solopreneurs, so many small business owners burn out, right? I truly believe that vision is the light at the end of the tunnel, that you are working towards. And when burnout happens, it's because you're working and you're doing everything and you're spending these ridiculous hours, and then you're going, why am I doing this? Why am I working so hard? Why am I spending all this time on this business? What is this for? And we see so many people reach this time in their business at about, the stage of 3 to 4 years, maybe 5 years. And it's usually because they're not spending time with their family, they're not spending time with their kids, they're not making enough money, right? They're really not hitting the success that they want to hit. And so then they start to question it. But if you have a vision in place and you know where you're going, it is going to be that light at the end of the tunnel, and you will know why you are actually doing this, what you're doing this for, what the long hours are for. But coming up with a vision, right, and having a vision takes a little bit of time and takes a little bit of thought to do. I was looking back at some education that we did a few years ago, and I was looking back at the vision page of it, which I have sitting right here next to me. And one of the things that I wrote, a few years ago, which I think I read it and I'm like, oh, this is great. We need to talk about this, is that dreams can become a reality, right? And I know a lot of times when we go into business, we're kind of dreaming about the business and what it can be. And then when you actually get doing the business, we forget to dream. We forget to dream about what our business looks like or where it's going. And, I think it's such an important part to make sure stays in your business is that ability to dream and think about, gosh, where could this go and where could this business take me and my family? So the next part that I write is, only if you wake up each morning, recognize where you want to be, and take on the discipline, the hardships, excitement, and work of the journey, right? That's the only way to make dreams a reality. Your dream becomes a light at the end of the tunnel, the light that pushes you to do better, think wiser, and learn more. Let your dream become your vision, and your vision become your reality, right? And I read it, I wrote this however long ago, and I read it back again, and I'm like, wow, this is, I still believe, so powerful, because again, we forget to dream. And a lot of times we want to plan for business success, but we don't really know what we're planning for, right? Like, we're so in the weeds of our business. We're so just doing and doing and doing and doing and trying to keep up with deadlines and trying to push harder and trying to find more clients. But why? Where is our business going? Where is our life going? Why are we doing this? So let's dive in a little bit more about vision. So I break vision down into 3 categories, right? The vision you have for yourself. This is one, right? You are the business owner. You're not the business, right? You are the business owner. You're not the business. And I know that line is a fine line to walk, especially as solopreneurs, because your brand, your face, you represent your own business, but your life outside of the business, which you should have a life outside of the business, is also important. So what is the vision that you want for your life? Right. So when I was coached by Michael Gerber, author of the E-Myth Revisited, one of the first questions he asked us when our first days of coaching was, how do you want to be remembered? At your funeral, what do you want them to say about you? Which really took me by surprise. I was like, whoa, hold on. we're going deep with this conversation right from the beginning. But he was, it makes sense why he asked us that, right? Do we want to be remembered for, to be a great mother, be a great father, to be like this overall family man, family person? Do you want to be like the socialite? Do you want to be remembered for community service? Do you want to be remembered? Like, what do you want to be remembered for? And for us, we want it to be, Donovan and I want it to be remembered as helping as many small business owners as we possibly could, right? Achieve success. That is what we want. Obviously, that's the reason why we're so passionate about 17 Hats. But it is the same thing for you. What do you want to be known for? What do you want to be remembered by? Because that obviously is part of your priorities. If you want to be remembered as, this person that does great community service, well, that's going to take a portion of your day, a portion of your time. And what are you doing to move that vision along? If you want to be remembered or you want to be known as somebody who, advocates for children, what are you doing to push that agenda along, push that vision along? So this doesn't necessarily have to have anything to do with your business, or it can have everything to do with your business, right? It's completely and totally up to you. So the first thing I really have to focus on is you. What do you want in this life? We only have one. It is short. I hate saying that. I mean, I'm turning 41 soon. And that's hard. I mean, I was just thinking last night, I was like, man, I remember when I was 20, like what happened to the last 20 years? It is short. We only have one, right? What is it that you want to make out of this life that we have? So vision one, you have to start with you, right? You can even expand that after you think about you. You can even expand that to your family. And a lot of people do. What is the vision you have for your family? What is the vision that you have for you and your spouse? What does that look like? Okay. The next part of it is your business. What is the vision for you and your business? Are you happy with where it is? Which is totally fine to be happy with where it is now. Do you want to scale back? Are you like, this got way out of control? I am doing way too much. I need to scale back. I don't want it to take over this much of my life. That is okay too. There's no right or wrong answer here. It's completely and totally what you want your life and this journey that you're on in business to look like. So what is your vision for your business? Do you want to grow? Do you want to be only known in your city? Do you want to be known in your county, your state, nationwide? What's the type of ideal clients that you're wanting? What's your price point that you're wanting? Do you want to hire people? Do you want to keep it just you? Do you want to expand into other revenue streams, or do you want to pull back from different revenue streams? Do you actually want to do something completely different altogether? There's so many people that I talk to that's like, yeah, I started doing this, but this isn't actually what I want to do. I want to go in this other revenue stream and I want to be known for that. So having this conversation with yourself, taking walks, thinking about it, dreaming about it. I can't reinforce the word dreaming enough. Dreaming about it, envisioning what it looks like, right? Because there's one thing to think about it, but there's another thing to envision yourself doing it and going, "Ooh, does that sit well or does that not?" I mean, just envisioning will give you a feeling. It's going to give you excitement, or it's going to give you like, "Oh, that's scary," right? I don't want to do that. So thinking about it, journaling about it, dreaming about it, envisioning it. This isn't a process that takes over an hour or a day for some people. This is something that you're constantly thinking about. This is something that you're constantly evaluating. So the next one is really to think about your business, right? And what you want to do there. And then last one that I like to think about is your vision for your clients. And this is another one that a lot of people don't dive into a lot. They start writing down their whole client experience. They start documenting it. They get into the weeds of things and they just start doing and doing. And they never take a step back to say, wait, hold on. What do I actually want to happen? Okay. And for some of you who are just starting off in business, what you actually want to happen is just a few steps, and that's okay. For others of you who have been into business for a long time, gosh, you might have these big elaborate plans. So what do you actually want to happen with your clients? And I always like to say, zone in or zoom in to the five senses, right? When they think about your business, when they start to engage with your business, right? How does your business feel, right? Even if they're not actually feeling anything, how does your business feel? How does your business sound? Which is your brand voiced, how you present yourself, how you talk. How does your business smell? Obviously, they might not be smelling your business. That's not the point. But if they could, what would they smell? Right? But this also might be that that's the scent. If you have an office, you make sure that scent is available in your office, right? Maybe it's a perfume you wear or a cologne you wear. Some people will say things like, I want it to smell high end, or I want it to smell approachable. So you don't necessarily have to put a scent down, but this is all a part of your branding. How would you want your business to taste? Again, they might not be actually tasting something, right? You don't want it to taste like McDonald's, or you do want it to taste like McDonald's, right? But you start to form these visions of your business in your head, what your clients are experiencing. Because when your clients experience these things, that becomes your brand. That also becomes a part of your vision. What I see a lot of people do is they have a vision to be, the Mercedes of their industry, but they taste and smell and feel like the McDonald's, right? Can you see the difference here? So if your vision is to be the Mercedes, then you have to taste and feel and smell like the Mercedes. I know this is kind of crazy podcast that we're listening to right now, but I hope some of you are getting this, right? If your clients, right, were to describe your business in like 3 words, like if not even 3 words, let's say, if my business was a taste, what would it be? Hopefully it's not rotten eggs, right? Hopefully it's like a sweet candy or a decadent cupcake or something is what I would love to say. But I think the 5 senses are things that you can relate to. And then when you go to purchase things for your business, when you go to build a website, when you go to create social media, then you're going, is this website hitting the senses that we want it to hit, right? Is it putting off the brand identity that we want it to have? So brand, ideal client, brand voice, the images in your brand, what your offerings, all of this correlates back to your vision. If you feel like you're not getting anywhere in your business is not growing, you're not on the path forward, then there's a good chance that it's because things are not aligned. Where you want to go versus what you're doing right now versus your brand voice, your tone, your images, all of that, it's not aligned. And when things are not aligned, people do not trust you. That's the hard part. There's a lot of mistrust. And if people do not trust you, they will not book with you. And so when I talk about trust, I'm not talking about that they're going to physically say, oh, I don't trust this. I mean, some of them will, but it's kind of more of that gut feeling people get when they look at your brand online, right? Everybody, you look at everything, and as humans, we have a opinion or a expression. There's a gut feeling that happens every time we see something, right? Every time. It's difficult to not have a reaction of some point. And so a reaction of some kind. So it's important for you to make sure all of your reactions that you're getting every time somebody sees part of your brand, that reaction is in line with where you want to go with your vision. So vision, I cannot express enough, is to really sit down, think about it, give yourself time every month, every quarter to just really take it in and think about, what is it that I want to do? How to actually step out your vision and how to actually start creating your vision. You know, there's lots of different ways to do it. And my favorite way is one thing at a time, one step at a time. What is one step today that I can make towards my vision? And sometimes the best step that you can make toward your vision is really evaluating every decision you make and saying, yes, this goes towards our vision, or no, it does not go towards our vision. Because you're going to get clients that are going to come in. You're going to get a lot of things that are thrown at you. Hey, you should offer this, you should do this. And a lot of people's opinions will come at you at what you need to do or what they think you need to do. But it's really simple to know if you should do it or not, because you take that question and you put it up towards your vision and say, hey, does this align with my vision or not? Yes or no? Yes, go for it. No, it's not aligned. It's not in alignment. So the first step is knowing your vision for yourself, knowing your vision for your company, and knowing your vision for your clients. And when you have that, all of your decisions become very, very easy because they're either in alignment or they're not. So my actionable item for you all today, even if you know your vision, even if you're like, oh, I have my vision, take some time, write it out. What is your vision for you, your family? What is your vision for your business? And what is your vision for your clients? Take some time, dive into that, think about it, because I promise you, if you can do that, you're going to create this North Star that you are moving towards. You're going to be on a path and your business is going to do better. But without it, you're just kind of walking in the corn maze, not really knowing where you're going, right? Which is never a good feeling and is never going to lead you to success. Your vision doesn't have to be big. It can be whatever size you want it to be. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that you have one. All right. I hope that this little conversation on vision is helpful. I so look forward to hearing about it. I would love to know your visions. I would love for you to either on social media, tag 17 hats in your vision, write it in the comments, whatever it is. But I think the most important thing you can do is speak your vision into the world, into the universe. Say it out loud, right? If it's only in your head, whew, sometimes you're not going to convince yourself of it. So speak it out loud, write it down. I would love to hear about them. I would love to see them. Please tag us on social media. Let us know. And I really look forward to, reading them all. All right, everybody. I hope you all have a great day. Until next time.